Number 5. Planet Money. If you're interested in economics, but don't have a degree in it, like me, then Planet Money is for you. They take complex concepts like inflation and then explains it in super simple, easy to understand language. They also do serious journalistic work. Like this project, where they created a t-shirt from scratch, funded it on Kickstarter, and then followed it through from the beginning of production to the final sale. Number 4. Harvard Business Review. It's Harvard, people. You can't really go wrong with it. Basically, the podcast breaks down complex things such as blockchain and then explains it in simple bites. Number 3. How I Built This. Now it's starting to get really good. How I Built This is a collection of interviews with the greatest entrepreneurs currently living. Interviews with the founders behind Airbnb, Instagram, Virgin, and many, many more. The interviewer Guy Raz has a special technique in the way he's asking questions. So he really pulls all the valuable information and you learn super much. Number 2. Startup. Oof, startup. I've spent so many hours listening to that show. Basically, this entire vlog is a ripoff of that podcast. It's about Alex Bloomberg, who's a totally normal guy who wants to start a business. But he's a radio journalist, so he records everything and then takes you with you in meeting with investors or trying to find a co-founder, and it's really, really hilarious. Just listen to this when he's trying to pitch for the superstar investor Chris Sacca.
If I were calling an Uber right now and it said it's going to be here in 2 minutes and that was all the time you had, what are you doing?
So I'm making a network of digital podcasts that we will monetize. That is going to meet. Sorry.
The podcast even became so popular that Zach Braff is actually creating a TV series based on that podcast.
Listen, what if I start my own podcast company?
Number 1. How to start a startup. How to Start a Startup is basically a course on Stanford by Y Combinator. Y Combinator is the greatest startup incubator in Silicon Valley and probably in the world. Every single speaker in this course are multi-millionaires. Some are even billionaires. Peter Thiel, one of the co-founders of PayPal, has a talk about monopolies. Dustin Moskovitz, a co-founder of Facebook, talks about how they created their company. My favorite lecture in the podcast is by Paul Graham. He might not look like a genius, but he really is. By the way, this channel is normally about me vlogging about my first company. I created it 5 weeks ago and I'm showing every step, what I learned and what I would do differently. This week we made some real progress and we got accepted to a competition. If we win this competition, we will have enough money to make our first products. But in order to win, we need to get a lot of votes. If you want to be super helpful, go down in the description, click on the link, and then scroll down and click Rösta på Alfred. It's in Swedish, but this means vote for Alfred. Thank you, I really appreciate it, and I will update whether or not we win.
Hello! Hey!
Hey!
How are you in there?
Okay, this looks really cool.